really happy that I'm here. I'm really excited to be joined by Aryan. He's one of very ambitious and also hardworking student who came to Curio.
So, hello guys, my name is Aryan. I have recently graduated from the University of Toronto and I'm just figuring out stuff in life. So, I'm just doing things that I like, and along the way, I'm trying to figure stuff out.
As to how you find these people, like interview them, and
Yeah,
like what is it like to iterate over the product, and knowing that you are a student that
yeah.
also have to balance other courses.
I think I became more independent. I
Mhm.
became more confident in my decisions or more confident in my line of thinking that, okay, maybe I am wrong, but it's not going to take that much time for me to figure out that, okay, I'm going in the
Hello, everyone. So today we have Paula as our panelist, and we have Aryan join us in this dialogue to share his experience building something meaningful while was still studying in the university as a university student. So, Paula, would you like to take it away? Yeah, absolutely. I'm really happy that I'm here. I'm really excited to be joined by Aryan. He's one of very ambitious and also hardworking student who came to Curio community a few months ago now, isn't it? Like a few months
It's
ago.
been a couple of months now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I remember you coming in and you were like, yeah, I have this ed tech and I have new users, and we he was very eager to share his app towards the people around there and get feedback and product demo and demo his product to people around. So I was really, really excited. So it's really great to have a chance to um, talk to Aryan and learn more about him. How about you, Aryan? Like, I'll let you introduce yourself right now.
so hello guys, my name is Aryan. I have recently graduated from the University of Toronto and I'm just figuring out stuff in life. So I'm just doing things that I like, and along the way, I'm trying to figure stuff out. That's it. I think that's the short introduction I can think about.
That's well, okay. So, can you tell me more as to what you studied in University of Toronto and what you were doing there?
So I studied physics. I did a specialization in physics, and then I did a minor in computer science. And yeah, and I think from an from high school, I had this interest in physics, especially in math. So I just wanted to go ahead, do a degree in physics, and explore the tech scene, the deep tech scene more. That's why I chose to come to North America as well to pursue my undergrad.
Nice. And when you were pursuing your undergrad, how did you um find the workload or the inspiration to get these types of, projects? Because I assume you created what you built from U of T, right?
So yeah, so the workload is hectic. Uh, I'm not gonna sugar it up or anything. It's hectic, but I think it's at the end of the day, it's all about just pursuing and thriving in the environment. The kind of environment that I was exposed to at University of Toronto was a very competitive, a very independent environment where everyone was thinking in their own terms and was figuring their own path out. And I think after my second year, I was like, even I should do that. I should take some more risks. I should be express myself more freely and do what I like doing, and just take it out there in the world. And I think it was somewhere there where I got the idea of starting starting research projects and then working on null set and then coming to the idea. So the observation was very simple. I met this one friend of mine. We used to play sports together. He just came to me. He's like, let's build something because everyone is building something these days. Let's build something. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? So we just started researching on some ideas, and one thing led to another, and we are like, see, we are students. So the most knowledge we have is about education, on how the market of education works, what are the problems that students face, what are the problems that professors face, etc., etc. So why don't we just build something around education? And yeah, and that is how we got the idea of starting Nellset and just going forward in that direction.
I mean, that's awesome. Now, when you said that you started just building, like, what was that process like? What tools were you using?
I mean,
Um,
it was all over the place. It's still all over the place. I'm still very unorganized, but I think so I was in my first year when ChatGPT came out and it changed everything. So for a year, I wasn't that much into AI tools. I was actually more fascinated by the underlying theory of LLMs or natural language processing, machine learning, and I was going more in that route. I was going more on the traditional machine learning route. But then after I started working on Nullset, I was exposed to a lot more tools that are used for productivity, a lot more tools that are used to build stuff. So I started with Cursor, I started with Claude Code, then Claude Code came out. Recently, Codex came out. We even tried our hands on Olama. We even tried our hands on different productivity tools to keep track of how many tasks we are completing on a weekly basis, how many GitHub uh, queries we are finishing, stuff like that. And yeah, and that is how you slowly figure out a way to keep your work organized and keep a track on what you're building and what you're doing.
okay, just for the people who are listening, can you tell me more about Nullset and what you've built? Um, yeah.
So, Nullset is at its core an educational content creation platform. So, since my second year, I've been a teaching assistant. And one thing that I observed after I came here to North America is that the gap between the educational rigor in high school and university is very big. Students usually get high 90s in their high schools, and then when they go to university, they are struggling. And we used to see this very regularly. And even professors, even the faculty, wants to solve this problem because even they feel that high school students are underprepared when they come from high school in Canada, especially in in quantitative courses that require mathematical depth.
Mhm.
So we spoke to a lot of students as well because professors we used to usually talk because we were TAs, we used to have weekly meetings with them. But students we never spoke to. So we started talking to students. I started talking to students because I in general like to yap. So I started talking to them, and they're like, it's not that we don't want to learn this. We really like to learn this. We have interest in learning this particular concept, particular topic. It's just that there are too many resources, but there is not a resource that we would like to use because everyone learns differently. There are some people who are visual learners. There are some people who are auditory learners. Some people who are hands-on learners.
Mhm.
Now, if the professor is giving a lecture, the professor is only serving a very small subset of people who can grasp the concept through that medium or through lecture notes or through slides or through textbooks. Other people are just oblivious. They want to understand. They are paying their maximum attention. They are giving their 100% focus, but they just can't grasp that. So we were like, with AI, there is a lot of education. There's a lot of knowledge out there on the internet, anyways, and AI has consolidated all of it. So what we need to do is we need to take that knowledge and we need to provide it to people in the way they want it. And that is how we started working on the first iteration of Nullsat. The first thing we were like, let's just build a video generation platform. Any type of video that you want, you can just type it, it'll create it for you. We thought it was a very cool idea initially because we'll just give a video in 3 minutes. It sounded cool, but we wanted to see how much viability does that have. And when we spoke to people, we found that okay, it does have viability. People would like to see videos because there are a lot of videos on YouTube, no doubt, but that is not everything that they want to look at, because people would have a small doubt on this very small thing that they are studying in this particular course, and they don't find a resource for that on YouTube or any other media platforms. So then what are they going to do? And the same goes for practice problems or courses or podcasts. There are some people, I mean, this was something new for me as well. There are some people who like to listen to understand stuff. Actually, I figured out that my mom is like that. She was telling me her stories when she was in high school, that she used to just call one of her friends up and she used to ask her to just, read the textbook. She used to just listen to her friend reading the textbook and she used to understand. I'm like, this is a bit weird for me, but yeah, I mean, if it works for you, then it works for you.
Yeah.
So that is how we got the idea of null set. And of course, then we started talking to professors, high school teachers, students, different stakeholders at different levels in the business of education. And then we started exploring other avenues as well on how this particular thing can be used in different fields. So, one thing that we learned is that the core piece of tech that you're building, we think that it is going to apply to this particular class of people, but it turns out that it applies to a completely different set of people. And that is what the entire process of building something is all about. Like, you think that A is going to happen, but what ends up happening is something completely different.
Yeah, that's a lot about that says a lot about
Yeah,
product, honestly. But I was really interested with like how you've touched on a lot of great things. What I was really interested was when you start saying you've just talked to people, you've interviewed students, um, and at the same time you just build it and it's you started with like just video and you just started like after 3 minutes you just started it's just a trial, you just created it and so you iterate, I assume you iterate. So can you explain more of the process as to how you find these people, like interview them, and
yeah,
like, what is it like to iterate over the product and knowing that you are a student that
yeah.
also have to balance other courses?
So when we started working on this is last summer. So
Hmm.
last summer, I tried finding internships. I applied to a lot of places. I got nothing. So I'm like, I have a free summer. I don't want to take courses. So I might as well just full time work on this. So I started working on this full time. And the first thing that we wanted to do is we wanted to talk to more people. Now we messaged a lot of people on LinkedIn. We found their emails using different web scrapers. We spoke to some people we know who might be able to connect us to other people. But the easiest connection was professors because they were accessible to us. We started talking to them.
Hmm.
Every professor has a different take on AI. Every professor has a different take on integrating education with AI because it's a very sensitive topic for them, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, because according to professors, AI shouldn't be used for a critical field like education because what if it goes wrong? It's a very, very valid concern because AI can hallucinate. AI can give wrong answers. What if it teaches something wrong? Who's responsible? Is it you guys who are building this platform? Is it me, the professor, who allowed you guys to integrate my material with your platform, or is it the student who,
Mm.
even though knowing that AI can make mistakes, is using it?
Aryan,
So
sorry to interrupt. I have one quick question. Um, what did that professor who give you that feedback?
oh,
What
this
did
wasn't
he,
just one professor; it was a lot
in
of
general?
professors. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. What department did they work in? It's just
Computer
everywhere.
science.
Uh,
Computer. So we
Ah,
usually
computer
spoke to a lot
science.
of people in computer science,
mhm.
statistics, CS, physics. So we initially
Okay.
spoke to mostly professors who were working in quantitative fields because we wanted to initially build something that could serve to students in quantitative fields. But of course, this is
Or
agnostic to it. If
STEM, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, STEM in general, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Right. So they see this lack of a rigorous in the education
yeah.
and teaching.
So the more fundamental the field is, the more conservative the professor is. If I talk to a professor who's doing theoretical math as their research, they're going to be very, very traditional. They're like AI, they just directly go and say AI is bullshit. People are just hyping it up. They even go to that extent. Because yeah, it makes sense because these guys are purists. They believe in the process of, going through the pain and doing everything by the book and learning because that is how they did it 30, 40 years back. And
Mm-hmm.
that is how they want their students to go ahead as well. So yeah, and then when we spoke to students, they're like, you know what, we actually want something like that. I do most of my studying using Claude. I do most of my studying using ChatGPT. So, build something like that. We are more than happy to use it.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah, so different people had different opinions on it. Then we started to talk to high school teachers and principals. But first of all, two university adults going to school is a bit fishy, anyways. So so we
how'd you
had
get
to
access to that?
yeah, so we had to be a bit more welcoming. So we used to find the contact numbers of principals or any administration staff. We used to call them, we used to tell them that, this is something we are working on, we are students, and we would like to set up a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes some schools did respond to it. Some schools were like, just come in person and, just talk to this person and they will guide you. So what we used to do is, we used to just go with donuts. We used to get like 10 donuts. We used to go. We used to just start distributing them to the admin staff. They used to be happy, and then they're like, okay, fine, we'll set up a meeting for you. Or we used to just give it to like two, three students while we are talking to the admin staff, so that people think, okay, these are nice guys. Let's listen to what these guys want.
Can you remember how many people you probably talked to?
So I think we got like 7, 8 school meetings.
Oh.
We reached out to, I think, 30, 40 uh, private schools in Toronto. I got like 7, 8 school meetings. We spoke to them, but when we spoke to them, it was like the end of the year because I think in Ontario schools end in July, I think. So it was the end of their year. So they were like, if you guys have a prototype ready by the next academic year, we would like to use it as a free trial and then we would like to see how students respond to it. So we got a good feedback from them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then we used to go to a lot of co-working events. So before I went to Paula's event, I used to go to Meraki. So Meraki is this event that used to be hosted by, I think, three University of Toronto grads. And Meraki is a part of what's the Waterloo thing, the Waterloo co-working space. What is it
Um,
called?
I think I know which
What is it called? Uh, I forgot the name. Socratica.
yes, Socratica.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes, you're right.
So we
I've heard of
connected
this.
to, yeah, so we connected to so I have some friends in Waterloo, so they connected me to someone in Socratica, and then they asked us, then they suggested us that, go to Meraki events. They do co-working events. So there you build something for like an hour or two and then you demo.
Okay.
So from there, we met other edtech startups who were interested in using our content creation tech through enterprise APIs. And then we were like, oh shit, we can do that as well. Then we figured
Yeah.
out, damn, we can do even that as well, which we had no idea about that we can do this.
Basically partnership and creating as an enterprise product or
So
tool.
basically, they would use our platform, our API, to generate content for their platform.
Mm,
I'm
okay.
like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I was like, shit, I did not think about that, but yeah, it makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Why not? Then we met this other startup as well who suggested us that, you guys can even go into employee training. I was like, what is that? I have no idea on what that is. So yeah, so basically my point is that we got to learn a lot of stuff which I had no idea about just by talking to a lot of people.
And was it just the 4 months that you were in summer that you were doing all of this, or how long was
Then
this
I
timeline?
think then I went to India as well for a month because I wanted to talk to schools and people in India. We spoke to investors in India as well. I went to my school. I went to other schools. We tried to see what kind of policy do Indian private schools have or IB schools have in AI adoption. It's very
Mm.
slow. It's very slow. So we spoke to a lot of people there as well. But it's a completely different market. It's a completely different ball game altogether. And then we realized that, yeah, then we realized a lot of stuff that, we need to be very specific on what we are building, who we are building it for, what is our target audience. So, yeah, so basically, just by doing a lot of different stuff, we were able to figure out things that initially never came across our minds. But when we went through that, we were like, okay, shit, this was a problem that we never thought about. But I already have a solution to this problem now.
Hmm.
So I don't need to worry about this. I need to just find something new to do. Like find a new way to just go ahead in this and I'll figure out something new.
So I like this story. There's so much. So you've talked to many stakeholders. There's a lot of not just not just university students, but high school, and not just even in Canada. You even talked to India, and you found that there's different markets along with different resources, including Meraki, including Surat, even your friends in Waterloo for Suratica. Um, and of course, you use your university resource, like
Yeah, yeah.
professors
We registered with the entrepreneurship hub at UTSC. Those guys helped us a bit. Those guys gave us some connections, some contacts, some tutorials on how you can develop your product, how you can build an MVP, how you can market yourself. Those guys were helpful as well. Then we were trying to get into accelerators. We applied to accelerators as well. We spoke to investors as well. They were interested in our idea as well. But everyone at the end of the day wants to see numbers. So it's all a numbers game at the end of the day.
When you say numbers game, is it revenue or users? Like what traction are
Revenue, users, traction, what is your MRR, what is your ARR, what's your burn? Do you have paying customers? Do you have written contracts or anything, like anything substantial to show? Back then, we were just building stuff because we were two people who were doing all of this. We were just building stuff. So we are like, we are just at ideation and we are just building the prototype. We just have the prototype. So they do small checks. There were some startups who do there were some investors who do small checks,
you?
but it did not work out with them. It did not work out with them. So we were like, we'll just do it bootstrapped. So we spent money from our pockets doing all the testing, burning all the cloud credits and GPT API credits, and
Yeah.
we made the first version. So the version that we have currently on our website is the first stable release. We are
Mm-hmm.
working on the next stable release as well.
Because you've been building, it works with your minor as well as computer science in some ways, because it is sort of you're building that,
Yeah,
learning the computer science, and now you have more of a portfolio in your AI engineering. If when you go to that type of full-time role, if that's what you wanted, but at the same time, more than that, you've also learned so much from the business perspective. The fact that, you had to
yeah.
talk to so many investors, you had to talk with a lot of users and get their feedback, understand how to integrate that in your features, and then also understand what investors are looking for, MRR, ARR, like all
Yeah,
these, like what all of these are. So you've learned so much from both business and technology from the sounds of
I
it.
think I mean initially when at the start of last summer I was very disappointed that I did not get an internship. I was looking, but by the end of the summer I was like, I think it's for the better because no internship would have taught me all of this that this 4 months have taught me, and I think I became more independent. I became more confident in my decisions or more confident in my line of thinking that, okay, maybe I am wrong, but it's not going to take that much time for me to figure out that okay, I'm going in the wrong direction. I need to, pivot to the better direction, or just change some stuff, or my process is wrong. I was able to figure out a lot about that as well. I was able to figure out on how I can contribute other than the technical side as well, because most of the people who do internships, even I was doing internships 2 summers back, we just focus on one thing. But last summer I was able to see what other things as well I can do, because if I go and work at an organization, now I can confidently say that, other than tech, I can probably do sales calls as well. I would
Mm,
probably need some training on how the organization works with sales calls, but I'm confident enough to do sales calls as well, or do client meetings as well.
yeah, BD, like business development. That's what you were doing.
Yeah,
You were trying to get people in. That's insane. That's an insane experience that you have for, university. Um, would you say, and you were very resourceful as well. That's another thing. You have to be resourceful to get this much network, I think.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
Learn how to pe talk to people and manage those relationships. So how now that you've had this and you've graduated from U of T, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And what would have you said to, your first year Aryan? Like someone like
I
you
was,
right, are getting into university and stuff. Like what would you, knowing what you know now, what would you have said then? Like what would you
I
be?
think, I think I would have actually said that, don't be too hard on yourself. I think you need to let yourself enjoy the process and enjoy the moment, because only then you think with a free mindset and you start doing what you actually like doing. And that is when you start doing stuff to your full potential. So if I were to push myself too hard, I would have gotten progress. I would have gotten, commercial progress, or demonstrable progress, but I would have burned out. And then what would I have done? So I think that is what I figured out over the last year, a year and a half, that you have to let yourself a bit loose. Do what you do the best. If someone is, good at doing this rather than this, do that. I think that I'm good at thinking. I just like thinking about stuff, pondering stuff, asking questions. That is what I'm doing. I just ask questions and I try to find the answers. Now, those questions could be anything. Those questions could be about tech, or those questions could be about something related to economics or finance. So maybe down the line, I end up studying economics as well. Who knows?
Basically enjoy the process and
Yeah.
let yourself be curious.
Yeah,
Sounds like
Mm.
it.
yeah, yeah,
I think it's in this process that you start pushing, like opening more doors for yourself from the mindset you grew out from this project or the
Mhm.
whole process. But that's
yeah,
amazing, Aryan.
yeah. That is true. Yeah.
Yeah. So Aryan, I have one quick question. Sorry, Paula.
No,
It's very
no.
can't help to be curious about that on this question. Aryan, all the through the whole process, from customer discovery to kick it off the project and then making the project and improving the project, which phase, which part of a process you will consider that's the most difficult one, most challenging one for you?
I think it's how you market your product. I think even currently I'm struggling with marketing. I don't know how to market my product, because I come from a very engineering mindset, very engineering, scientific, nerdy mindset. I don't know how to market or brand myself or my product.
Mm,
I think that is the most difficult thing, because that is what matters at the end of the day. Even if I've created a time machine, if I don't know how to sell it, it's useless, because no
yeah.
one's gonna buy it. So that is what I've realized at the end of the day. So yeah, that is the most difficult part.
I'm
Right.
For
saying you
me at
realize.
least. For me at least. For me
Hey,
at least.
you realize that really early on. A lot of technical founders are still having a hard time
Yeah,
going through
yeah.
that.
And I think as an engineer, you associate emotions to what you're building as well, because you treat it like your child, that this is something I've nurtured for a year or two. And I don't want anyone to just say that this is useless. I can't bear that. You take it personally as well. But after a point, you need to realize that you're burning money on it, so you can't take it personally. You have to see results as well. So that is what we are thinking these days, that only build stuff that is useful, only build stuff that people want. Don't build anything which, I mean, of course, you can build something that looks cool to you for yourself. That is true, but just try to build something that is useful to other people as much as possible.
So basically, there's two paths. You can build for yourself and build what's fun, but don't expect to make money off of it
Yeah,
or
yeah,
a business out of it. And then the other path is if you actually want to get revenue and you want to expand and actually work in the market, you have to build something
yeah.
that the market would like to pay for.
I mean, it's not just about revenue as well. I mean, currently I'm working on this other project, which is open source. Anyone can use it,
Hmm.
but I just wanted to build it so that, I just built, I can just say down the line that I built something useful that at least, like, if not even 10 people use it, I can at least say that, I built something which free of cost. I did not want anything out of it. I just built it out of, the interest I had for building something. And, even if 10 people use it, I can just say that, 10 people are using it. And yeah,
Yeah, I think that's really wonderful. It's just like build something that other people would use. And that
yeah.
also gives you that, does that give you some sense of fulfillment or achievement?
I think it does give you a bit of fulfillment as well. It does make you better at understanding what people want and how you can serve them as well, because it goes back to our primal mindset. We are social beings. We
Hmm.
want to feel needed, or we want to feel that we are contributing to the society in some ways. So that is what it turns out to be at the end of the day, that if I am someone who likes to build stuff, I should build stuff that is useful to society, so that I can feel that, okay, I am contributing to society in any way I can.
I like that. It sounds like so from the advice that I'm getting, it seems like one is, be curious, enjoy the process, don't just burn out yourself. And then the other part is, of course, build stuff for yourself, but if build for others.
Yeah,
And
see, at the like, do whatever you want at the end of the day. But I think I think most of the friends I've spoken to, they reach a point where they're like, you know what, it's fine. I've built a calendar app for myself,
Mhm.
and I've built like this chore tracker app as well for myself. But I want to build something that other people will use as well. Because yeah, it gives you a sense of, I don't know, like it's like a sense of fulfillment or pride or something, that when you see the app that you built is on someone else's phone, or the website that you built is someone on someone else's screen. It gives you a different feeling as well, even if you're making nothing out of it.
It's the meaning, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
When you make a difference on the other people.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what you have in your mindset and in your products, that's really that's really noble. That's admirable too. I don't know where Nowsat's currently, where this product, where the stage it's in, but I don't, I hope you continue. I really, when you say that you have pivoted so many times, so much, and you plan for product A, and then at the end you ended up with a product C, but they never stem too far away from what other people needed. Now, what would this change other people's
Yeah.
life? I think that's a one amazing principle that you are holding, and I'm sure I have a strong belief you will achieve something one day if you continue on this path, Aryan.
Thank you, thank
Mhm.
you, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I agree with
Um,
that too.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're at a 6:37. I think I don't see any question from the crowd. If you have any question, feel free to type in the chat. Otherwise, we can start wrapping it up, this conversation. Paula, Aryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was great talking to you guys. It was
Yes,
No.
really
thank you
great.
so much. Thank you, you too, for your time.
Thank
Yeah,
you, thank you.
I was gonna say, I kind of want you to, if you were to provide a few sentences about yourself as to like what you would like in the future as either, if you work at if you work as an AI engineer or if you continue with NullSet, like what would you bring and resource to the table and what would you like to work on?
What I would like to work on, I mean, to be very honest, actually, I would like to work on a research project that I've been working on for a year with
Yeah.
a research group currently, because that the idea I'm working on, the project I'm working on seems very promising, and I'm learning a lot of stuff as well. So, I mean, of course, I'm being a bit selfish here, but I'm learning a lot of stuff as well, and I think I would like to continue with the research project and probably go ahead and do a PhD in that. If honest to God, if someone asks me what do you really want to do, is that. So the research group I'm working with, we guys are working on building quantum radar and quantum lidar. So that's something very interesting. That's something very cool, and it's a very promising piece of technology, which might be viable in the next decade or two. And yeah, and
Honestly, I would try my best to shout you out to any quantum tech out there if that's your like I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
yeah, and there's a loads to learn from there. The people I'm working with are probably the smartest people I've ever met. So there's a lot to learn from them. So yeah, that is what I would like to do.
yeah.
great.
That's
Yeah, I'm looking
awesome.
forward to the day and you
Yeah.
reflect back on this conversation, you see how far you have come, and then what kind of you plan for quantum, maybe you will achieve something even bigger. You never know. So, yeah, that's exciting.
Thank you,
Um,
thank you.
thank you, everyone. I'm just gonna stop recording now.